hello to the robot.
Robot time once again. Top right of the map. Star Station once more. We have for Team MVP.
MVP Super.
What a zoom in here by Legend. Look at that. He's on top of his game. Rumor has it that Legend has a new girlfriend.
Yeah, I heard about that.
He denies it, but I don't know. I think he's just a little bit shy.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Down here at the bottom right, in the blue, he is.
Starting Curious.
You know, they say curiosity killed the cat, but in this case, Curious, I think he's killed something like 170 players in his career in Best of Series.
Curious is definitely in a position where he can kill the hopes of his Protoss opponent in this match. That could happen. He lost earlier against Paralyze, keep that in mind. The only other Protoss player that he faced today was Paralyze, and Paralyze took him out. And that kind of continues the trend against Korean Protoss players. He just sucks. He didn't win against a single one in his Heart of the Swarm career so far. He lost against Trap, he lost against Sun, and most interestingly of all, he lost in the GSTL against Super, the player that he is facing in this match. This is the revenge game between the two of them.
That was a pretty crazy match, I remember that one. It's often shown in our little highlights reel, so check that out. Watch the GSL. I know a lot of you who watch the GSL really prefer the individual leagues. Maybe some of you have not tried watching the GSTL before. It's a very different type of tournament. You get to see your favorite players more often. So I definitely recommend getting a ticket, watching some of the VODs of the GSTL, watching us on the weekends. We don't have GSTL this weekend because we have something even more exciting coming up. But of course, after the WCS Finals the following week, we'll resume with GSTL.
Yeah. And let's not forget we're heading into our playoffs very soon, so that's going to be very interesting. Whereas in the regular season we had this time a few more all kills because of the format. We have our two punching bag teams all the way at the bottom of the ranking with the Prime and also NS Hosa. A little bit of a sad story there, but that's just how it goes. But now back to the individual league. We have Zerglings on their way trying to chase down that annoying probe that we have there. Actually just dodging it completely.
The probe's like, hey!
Hey, what about me?
Aren't you supposed to chase me? I've got minerals!
I could drop a pylon, guys! It's like, hey, I am one of those slutty probes. I'm easy. Take me. Now. It's true, and you know it.
Well, this probe... This was, no, not me, I don't want to play! Sir, this is why you play with the other probe!
Okay, slutty probe gets away, and yeah, the other one actually goes down. That's like a sad story. That's exactly the opposite way of what should have happened here.
Yeah, but sometimes that's how life goes.
Yeah, you know, sometimes
the probe gets away.
Yeah, sometimes you have to play with the cards that you
Sometimes you kill the wrong probe, you know?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't want to get all philosophical, but sometimes you kill the wrong probe.
Yeah. Sometimes the Zerglings fall in love with the wrong girl.
Yeah.
Has happened in the past to all of us.
It has. Look at that Zergling just waiting outside.
You say it and he moves. He's like, yes, I'm here.
He was like, yeah, I'll do something for the camera. He's like, I'll do a backflip.
That's actually Legend. Legend has some way of actually telling a unit to move. No. It's like it takes you to the next step, okay? Like all those fancy like whirls and zooms and everything, that's just step number 1. Step number 2 is you tell those units when to wiggle.
Yeah. Right now, this game is shaping up to be a bit of a very standard one, but Super hasn't revealed his tech just yet. He has now the window, and you know, we've seen robotics a lot today, and I'm feeling Stargate coming up here as his tech cross spawns. I mean, not cross spawns, because they're not cross spawns, you can get those Phoenixes over much faster. And also clear up the path with the Overlords where you can go for Warp Prism drops later.
Quite a significant amount of Zerglings coming out right now for Curious, so he wants to have a little bit to be safe here in the early game. We don't have gas for him just yet, so these are all slow lings. He just now is started after the extractors were done. Ooh! Yeah! Yeah, okay, he's settling for the Zealot here.
It's just, you know, one of those Butterfinger stalkers again.
Yeah.
There's the Robo, though.
Sometimes it's just like, yeah, it happens. Well, we have the Roach Warren. This time there's no skipping on the Roach Warren. We have the speed coming up. Early third base once again here. Super is taking that at the 7-minute mark against his opponent.
Yeah, very, very quick.
The Lings are gonna spot that.
We see Process take the space specifically a lot against
An interesting building, an interesting SimCity that he has here. Trying to shield that cannon as best as he can. Stalker should be fine here against his allies, don't have a problem. Also the Sentry escaping, he realized that he won't get that. But now he knows that there's a third base, that it's very early at that. And let's see how he starts to react against this. He has a lot of supply, he's going into a massive attack here apparently.
Yep. Big roach attack, 16 lings, 10 roaches. He's going to cut out the Hydras. He's not going to go for that. He's not going to wait for that long. He doesn't even have a lair start, he just wants to be aggressive now. And this is something that Super may struggle to defend.
That's going to be a very interesting move. I mean, that's a lot of roaches, and Speed is lining up with this quite well. And I don't really think that Super is expecting that, but if you go for a build like this, of course you take a bit of a risk. But usually you're really confident in your abilities to hold that. But looking at it, Photon Overcharge is becoming an issue, but he doesn't have units, Wolf.
Yeah,
that is just nothing.
He's just now gotten his additional gateways. The first of which are going to fall very quickly, so that's going to lose. He's going to lose some of his production there. He went Observer first before the Immortal, so his first Immortal is going to come out here. He has to walk really far, and he actually could catch it.
That Phoenix hallucination will be like, Houston, Houston, we have a problem.
Oh no, the Immortal! He's going to get trapped here. Well, he's still not helping out.
He's actually just moving in. He's like, yeah, well, I just move in. I take down the cannon. Here comes the Force Field and the Zerglings!
Zerglings coming in here, and this is a huge problem.
Yeah, this is basically a game.
Don't call NASA, call Scotland Yard on this one.
Yeah, what happened there? I mean, now the Forge is going to be ended. Look at all those Zerglings that are being produced here. Lings in the main base, at the natural. This game is a smackdown.
GG. Curious said, play greedy and I will stop you. Curious not having the best results in Heart of the Storm against Protoss, but this one he just reached out and took the win.
His first win against a Korean Protoss player in Heart of the Storm. And he takes the game. He's now in a really decent position. Curious is actually 3-1, so he lost only one game today. That was the game against Paralyze. For him, it all comes down to how his opponents are going to play at this point. Super is out. Super is out, and also Björn is out. So we have now 2 games remaining. It's actually going to be Paralyze versus Super. And then, if Paralyze takes this game, I mean, he really needs to win here. If he loses the game against Super, he is out. The interesting thing is, like, if Super actually wins the game, he wins it for the player who... Actually, I think... do we have Björn first?
I do not know the order.
I might be wrong with the order here, but it doesn't really matter.
I'm about to get in.
If Super wins the match against Paralyze, it would mean that Curious and Effort would advance. For Paralyze, everything is on the line, but even if he wins it, it depends on the match between Björn and Effort as well.
Which will be the next
game. Björn versus Effort. It didn't make any sense that Super would play 2 games back-to-back. That happens usually only when we have the...
tiebreakers?
The tiebreakers, exactly. So with Björn and Effort, for Björn, it's of course... doesn't matter anymore. I mean, he's out already. He was the first player who dropped to Korea today. But if Effort takes the next game right now, nothing changes. We still need the last game. He will be on 3-1, but then it comes down to the match between Paralyze and Super again. So we could see a 3-way tie. That could definitely happen. If Björn takes it right now, then we have a scenario, though, where Curious will immediately be in Code S. WCS Korea Premier League. These name changes really get me. It's like the same league and it has 4 different names.
The OSL is where they want to be, and they're fighting for it.
Yeah.
OSL, the Premier League for Korea, the most high-level StarCraft region in the entire world. The rest of the regions pale in comparison. And Effort up against Björn. The match much more important for Effort than Björn. Björn, you know, he's been trashed in this group, and he had a really rough time against Curious, the previous Zerg. He needs to get himself together. Completely different map here. Belcher Vestige. The last one was Daybreak. I could see him just doing a 2-Rax proxy, though, to be honest.
Being aggressive here, I wouldn't blame him. At this point, I would also be like in... Björn is not the player to throw a game. Like, Björn is the player who actually goes in there and is like, okay, I'm going to win at least 1.
Yeah, just don't ask him about the last time he threw a game, because that has a lot of...
Yeah, let's... that was different, though. That was... come on.
That was a long time ago.
And that was very different. That's not what I was talking about.
He's certainly not the type to throw it anymore. Let's see what he shows us here.
Yeah, let's put it like that.
Up against effort here at the GSL up and downs.